So you want to buy a PsVita? Come with me to the internet. This video will be a guide to buying a PsVita. In the first order of business, there are two models of the PsVita, the original 1000 and the 2000, aka the Slim model. The original 1000 model also has another model, the 1100, that has 3G capabilities. But here in the US, 3G has been shut down, so yeah. Now as far as the spec differences, the 1000 has an OLED display versus the LCD on the 2000. The original 1000 also has no onboard storage, and the Slim has a gigabyte of internal storage. The 2000 also sports a micro USB for charging, instead of the proprietary charging port on the 1000. The 2000 also has a better battery life, giving you around an extra hour or more of playtime. The 1000 also is noticeably heavier, and those are pretty much the big differences in the models that people care about. And I went with the original 1000 model, because I wanted to own the original PsVita, and yes, I did want that OLED display just because I wanted to see how it looked, and I like the heavier, more premium feel, if you will, of the system. But the general consensus is that the 2000 is the superior console. At least that's what I've seen online on Reddit. You know, that's a reputable site with no arguments in the comments sections or anything. Anyways, the pricing. Now I created an AI rivaling algorithm again, that's definitely not a Google sheet, and split the pricings into PsVita 1000s and 2000s, North American versions, and the Japanese counterparts. The 1000s including that 3G model as well. Now I know the world doesn't revolve around North America and there's other regions, but I picked this one because that's where I'm located. But luckily the PsVita is region free, meaning you can play any region's games on any PsVita, and you can even change the language to your liking. The only thing that is region locked is the PlayStation Network the account is tied to, but that too can be bypassed. Keep in mind, you don't need to mod the system to change the language. The only downside is the X and O buttons will be swapped on the Japanese PsVita versus the North American one, but there's ways around that too. So I used eBay, Mercari, OfferUp, etc. Same as the 3DS video guide, and on average the original North American 1000 model went for about $156. The 2000 PsVita went for around an average of $186, and the high price here is specifically for the Slim PsVita from OfferUp. There wasn't many postings on here, at least for me, and a lot of them were for modded Vitas, so hence the high price, and I just wanted to show you that. Over to the Japanese consoles, the 1000 averaged about 125, and the 2000 was around 117. Now keep in mind that there may be import fees on those Japanese PsVitas, or any region Vita if it's being imported internationally to you. Also, I didn't include special edition PsVitas because it would skew the prices. Some examples include the PsVita Slim Dragon Quest for about $250, or the Final Fantasy for about $200. If you want the cheapest possible system, then you might want to get a Japanese Slim Vita imported, as you can find some listings for about $100 for a good condition one. Again, they could be subject to import fees or higher shipping costs, but can still be cheaper than buying a North American one. I'll have some examples of the listings I found, but again, I'm not affiliated with them, they don't know who I am, purchase at your own risk. Come on, we're doing this again? Now I'm not going to get into the modding aspect in this video, but if you are going that route, there's also a few things to consider between the systems, mainly the onboard storage on the Slim model, and the original model needing a PsVita SD card to be modded, but that'll be a subject for another day. Now over here on the graphs here, it pretty much shows you what you would expect. The North American Vitas are more expensive, and the Japanese ones are cheaper. The Slim models are actually cheaper in Japan than the original model, and the opposite is true for the North American ones. The PsVita Slims are more expensive here. Now my 2 cents on which models you should get is, well, there's my 2 cents. Now let me compare the situation to the 3DS. Okay, no more jokes for reals. Now let's compare it to the 3DS, because the 3DS lives rent-free in my head. The old versus the new model had bigger differences than the Vita models, in my opinion. Extra buttons and exclusive new 3DS games and whatnot, and the Vita is more of a quality of life improvements. The micro USB, the lighter system for playing handheld, maybe you prefer a lighter console, and of course the bigger battery. Sure, the OLED screen is nice, but once again there's changes you can make to the LCD system to make it closer to the OLED model. Plus, as the console gets even older, maybe the 2000s will hold up better. I don't know, I can't predict the future. One thing the Slim model also has going for it are the colors available and special editions. The 2000 came in more colors like green, light blue, silver, two-tone colors, and the prices I showed were for at least good condition Vitas. The sellers online, especially the Japanese sellers on eBay, will separate the consoles by grades depending on the condition. So you can always find a cheaper system than average if you don't mind a worse condition Vita, maybe with a few scratches or something. And for professionals, you might be able to find a broken PsVita you can fix yourself. There's always good deals out there on Mercari or OfferUp or other places you can pick up locally. you might find a good deal, but always be wary of too good to be true scenarios. The PS Vita has a lot of games and a lot of features, and now that I've added to my collection, I'm going to explore everything it has to offer. So let's get at, was it this way? How do I get out of here? Hello? Anybody?
Who left the computer on?
Hello?